What's up, vinyl community? Merry Christmas, ho ho ho! Just finished playing Santa Claus with my kids' stuff, so ready to roll here. Been wanting to do a video before the end of the year, and I'm taking off in a couple days to go to my dad. So better time than no better time than now. Actually, I did this video last night, and I was almost done. There's a couple records left, and the power actually shut off in my garage, so it was like pouring, and I have some Christmas stuff up, and I don't know, kind of shorted it, I guess. So here I am. It doesn't matter because I actually was waiting for a couple records, and I was hoping they'd show up. And one actually came today. I went to my mom's house to eat dinner. Santa Claus came early. By the time I got home, THL had dropped it off. So yeah, Santa Claus does exist. He's alive and well, and he's bringing me records. So yeah, let's just, this is, I guess, just recent vinyl finds. I don't think I've actually found any of these in the wild. A couple I pulled from, say, my collection, like stuff I had to sell. I don't know, re-listened to it or whatever, and decided to hard file it. Other than that, yeah, nothing really in the wild, all kind of like internet stuff. Went a little buck wild this month. But yeah, I've been kind of rethinking too as well. I just reevaluating, how I'm gonna approach collecting in 2022. I'm gonna try to stick with, I'd say, less internet buying, but more like maybe buy some bigger records, but just maybe pick like 10 I want to get all year, and just try to hold off on buying anything else online. Unless it's like a new release or something, like like a 2021 release, something that's like pretty cheap. It's just the problem is like the money wise. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. I'm still trying to figure it out for 2022. Definitely need to change something up. But this first foot we're listening to, this is Arroyo Pena. This is a group, collective, I'm not sure, from Finland. A really cool cover. Janny, I believe, is this one that I think it's a 2021 release. I don't know, 2020 or 2021. But I saw Paul XL Junkie show this on one of his videos, and actually I'm trying to pull this out, but this is a little bit of a blind buy. They didn't really have much sampling of this record online, but they have a few other releases, and I really liked them, so I figured this is probably in the same vein. And this is actually, they reused the cover, so this is like an old record, so they turned it inside out. I don't know what it is, but probably some Finnish record, and they just flipped it inside out and printed on the inside. So yeah, so that's why it kind of got this thing. I guess they rebooted it, screen print. But yeah, so it's pretty cool. 182 out of 500. I'm sorry, 182 out of 250. So yeah, that's why I guess I'm playing it. I've been really enjoying it. Just got it maybe a couple weeks ago, and there's not much on the internet, so might as well just throw it on. Anyone's interested, it's kind of, I guess it's, I would call it like free jazz, avant-garde kind of stuff. Really good, yeah, I think they have 4 releases now. They just put one out too, just came out, it's pretty good. That one's on the way. I was hoping that would arrive. That one I think it was coming from Greece. So, yeah, super stoked to get that. I discovered these guys. It's probably one of my favorite discoveries of at least the last few months, I would say. So yeah, digging this. So, and yeah, drinking some Hoegaarden. Me in the garden, Octopus's garden. So been buying a lot of stuff lately. Just kind of one seller I found on Instagram, Brazilian seller, had a lot of good records, and I bought a lot from. It just, when I ship too, it makes sense to kind of do bulk shipping. But this is the one I just got here today. This is from, I bought this from a seller in Venezuela. And I don't really buy, I've only bought records from Venezuelan sellers maybe. I know for sure this is at least the second time. I bought about 30, but this is only the second time I bought from a Venezuelan seller. And if unfortunately, this is how they shipped it. This is the record mailing box, and it's kind of bummed when I got it. You can see that's how it arrives. So super super bent. I mean, this is what you get, I guess, when you order records from Venezuela. So a little bummed on that, but the actual condition and stuff of the record, I mean, it's kind of what I said it was. And this is Session dash 10, I guess. So I guess it's the session of 10. There's 10 songs. It's the original on CBS, and I believe it looks like a radio promo. It says prohibida reportação e execução de damn, my Portuguese is terrible. Those are long words for me. Yeah, but I'm really excited to get this. But yeah, it is a little bit bent. I don't know where the corner. I think it's this corner. See, it has a little. Unfortunately, the other side's not pretty. It's a little bent. See, it's pretty flat, but yeah, this is cool. This is I really never thought I'd buy this. I mean, I like this record a lot, and this is a record I slept on. It's kind of a super group. It's Halsatius, who I love Halsatius, but his stuff's kind of all over the place. Like I don't think he has these albums are very like choppy, sort of like, I mean, I kind of say it's like Ben Harper, if you're familiar with Ben Harper. Not like the music per se, but like the genres kind of skip around all over the place. It doesn't really have like it's not like a concept album or anything like that. I mean, maybe, I mean, I don't really understand all the lyrics, so, but yeah, it's kind of, his music's all over the place, like his albums. I don't feel like he doesn't have any perfect albums, because just yeah, like I said, the music's just kind of all, like some of the stuff I really like, some of the stuff I don't. So what turned me off for this is the first two songs are kind of silly, I would say. They kind of those, yeah, almost like it's like a play or something. I don't know. It's just kind of crazy. And so the first two songs, I don't know. I could take them or leave them, I guess. So I kind of didn't. I really passed this one up. But yeah, I mean, I've just talked to some people and they really like this album. So kind of gave it a couple listens. And I feel like after the first two tracks, the thing just starts pumping. I think it's a really good album. Like, so I would say 8 of the 10 tracks are really, really good. Maybe there's another silly one on there somewhere. But yeah, I think this came out in 1971 it looks like. And I don't know where Halsatius was at the time. It might have been after he did his first group, like Halsito and the Panthers. I think that's what they're called. And then before his solo stuff, I'm not sure. But yeah, this says Halsatius, Sergio Sampaio, this guy named Eddie, who came out with like an album that was pretty popular, and Miriam Batucada. So yeah, this is cool. It's like rock and roll, but it's like psych, and it has some kind of elements of like Tropicalia as well. But I believe these guys were Guarda Joven, which was kind of like a separate but parallel movement, is Tropicalia, a little bit more rock. I believe Halsatius was part of that, and what's that guy? Eduardo Araujo, which is like kind of more rock, but it has some like kind of like rock fuzz guitar, but still a little bit of I don't know, some parts remind me of Tropicalia. Maybe it's some of the like, it almost sounds like Os Mutantes a little bit, because it's kind of like I said, it's a little bit like kind of skitty, you know, like there's kind of like skits in between. I don't know, which reminds me of like an Os Mutantes record. But yeah, it's just really good. And I never thought I'd own it, because it's pretty expensive, but I don't know, it was a smoking deal. That's why I bought it from a seller in Venezuela. Yeah, it was still expensive, but not, you know, where it goes in the market usually. So yeah, super pumped to get that one. Thank you, Santa. I haven't actually spun it yet. I just literally just got it a couple hours ago. So just sleeved it and that's pretty much it. And then here's the next little batch of records. I kind of showed these, I flipped through them a couple videos ago. This is Sixto Rodriguez. So I bought a Sixto collection, as I sort of explained, and I pretty much sold all through it. I have just a couple records left. So it didn't quite break even, but pretty damn close. I mean, especially I'm keeping these 4 records. I could sell one of these and break even or make money, but yeah, just this is the promo, U.S. Press. This is the U.S. Press OG as well, but this is not a promo. And then this is his second album, Coming From Reality. This is a US press, actually still sealed. So yeah, just so tempted to pop this open, but I also got this one. I kept this one. This is I believe the 72. I think it came out the year after. It was the original US, but it's a white label Japanese promo. Super clean. This is probably like the cleanest copy, at least the version of the Coming From Reality that I had. Yeah, super stoked to keep that. I mean, Sixto Rodriguez, I mean, on Sussex, I'm sure I don't have to explain to too many people, but it's kind of like that psych folk, kind of like soulful psych folk rock, you know, it's really good. I don't know why he wasn't popular, why I didn't really know who he was until a few years ago. It's kind of unfortunate, but yeah, it's hard to find his records. Yeah, I just love these. These are jam. So yeah, I'm gonna try to like next 2022 look for more deals like that. I mean, it was a lot of work for sure. I think 5 months, and I'll hopefully be kind of basically done with the last with everything by. So I sold I sold 40 plus records in 5 months of just 6 though. It was a lot of wheeling and dealing, and sold locally, sold Discogs, sold, I don't know, but it's over. And I kept those, so I'm stoked. Here's some cheap heat. This is Sunny Fortune, Waves of Dreams. Sorry. And this is on Horizon A&M. Yeah, I saw James Buttery show some Sunny Horizon. I kind of dug into it. I really liked it. I bought that other one that he showed, and then I kind of listened to some more. This record was pretty cheap, so I just pulled the trigger. I like it. It's like fusion, jazz. Yeah, it cooks. I mean, there's some good players on here. Charles Tolliver, I believe. Sunny Fortune, obviously. Buster Williams on bass. Yeah, so I think I paid like $12 for this. Like shit. Super clean. Glad to grab that one. So these are the ones I bought from that seller, that Brazilian seller. This is Claudia Deixa El Dizer, which is a Ivan Lins actually cover. And I know this because Marcel de Deutsch, this is the original on Odeon. It's a pretty clean copy. The guy's, his condition, he said everything was VG Plus vinyl at least, and it was. It's pretty good. So it's hard to find a Brazilian seller that correctly grades. But I'm gonna try to cut down buying a lot of records like this in 2022. Like I said, I want to focus on getting some big ones. But this is Marcel de Deutsch. She sampled that song. That's kind of how I discovered this particular album, and then kind of listened to some of her other ones. But there's some jams on here. This is really good. This is like, it's kind of typical of the, there's a lot of like female singers in Brazil who like didn't write their own music. It's kind of like Gal Costa, Celia. I can think like Claudia. I kind of falls into that category. So it's like soulful, but like nicely arranged, groovy, rockin', samba. Really good. So I've been after this one for a while, so really pumped to get that. Here's another one. This actually sort of completed my Milton collection, Milton Nascimento. I had this, but I had a 80s reissue, the EMI. So I got the original on the Odeon with the sandwich cover, which I don't know, I really dig the sandwich cover. I don't know, I never really see ringware or anything on sandwich covers. But yeah, this is really good. I forget who's on this. This is maybe his 3rd or 4th album. I believe, Lo Borges is on here. Yeah, there's some other people. Vinicius, that's... he's kind of a lyric writer, but Lo Borges' brother, I believe it's his brother. Yeah, so super stoked to get that. There's some jams on here. I feel like this is the beginning of Milton's like essential period. He did this one, and then after this he did Clube Esquina, and then after that he did the Liga dos Peixes, which I think those are the three, in my opinion, to get. But really good. Like Milton has a beautiful voice. I don't know. It took me a while to get into Milton Nascimento. I don't know. Maybe I didn't hear the right albums at first. The Clubby Esquina finally clicked for me, and I was like, man, it's really good. And then from there, I kind of like latched onto the two after and before. So yeah, but stoked to get that finally. Flip this real quick. Again, this is a Royal Panda. Johnny. Put him in the natty bag, Johnny. I don't know, I always love that quote. So here's another one from that seller. This one was a little bit... No, this is from a different seller, actually. This is from a seller I bought from a bunch. Oh, I was a little disappointed in the cover, actually. It's completely split on one side. So I wasn't expecting that. But this is Antonio Adolfo, Feito en Casa. This is, I believe, late 70s or like 80. I think it's late 70s. But I think it's like 79-ish, maybe. I don't know. Antonio Adolfo, I know him more for his Brazuca albums. Antonio Adolfo and Brazuca, like those two albums. I have one of them. They're so good. This one's a little bit more like jazz. Like I'm gonna call it fusion. It's like kind of like that 80, has that almost like 80s contemporary kind of feel to it. Very like I say, like smoother a little bit, I guess. But still really good. Antonio Adolfo is awesome. He's got a lot of like really good gems. But yeah, I would say probably this is kind of towards the end of the stuff I would listen to him. It's kind of like borderline, but I really like it. It's still good. And I had this for a pretty good price, so I just pulled the trigger on it. Especially when I'm buying bulk from Brazil. Makes sense to buy something. Then it was a good deal on it. I mean, but yeah, the cover's jacked. Well, completely torn. On one, I can try to fix it, but yeah, I get what you pay for. I wish you would have told me about it as well. I'm not like super upset about it, but the vinyl's nice, so that's all that really matters, I guess. And the cover looks good in the sleeve. You can't really tell. This is Georgia Bain, Samba Schema Nova. This is Georgia Bain's first album. This cover's interesting too. I don't know, these Latin American countries, they have these, I don't want to say like cheap, but I think it just opens like a book. But it was never connected here. I don't know if it originally came in like a paper bag, kind of like the sandwich plastic, kind of like the sandwich covers. But this one definitely doesn't have it. But yeah, this thing. I mean, Georgia Bain's first album, his first LP. This is kind of the last big one I really wanted of Georgia Bain. I have his originals, but I think I decided I'm only missing 3 from this one. This is his first one till Africa Brazil, and actually I just bought the one after Africa Brazil, so I forget what that one's called. Something Zachinho. I don't know. I just got it, but I don't own it. I own it, but I don't have it physically. So I think I'm just gonna get the last 3 just because they're still really good. I don't know, maybe I wouldn't, they're even my go-to, but I'm not really a completist either, but it just seems to make sense. I'm so close to having them all, and I have like the Georgia Bain painting. I just feel like I just gotta do it, and they're still good. I mean, so yeah, I'm just gonna bite the bullet. But this was the last like one. It's kind of like I'd say the upper echelon of Georgia Bain records. I mean, he didn't really put out anything bad from. I think it was 65. Call it 65, 66 until about, I think Africa Brazil was 76. So he had like 10 plus really solid years of just like killing it with the releases. And obviously this has Mais Que Nada, which I believe was the first song he ever wrote. I could be wrong, don't quote me on that. I think I read that somewhere, that Mais Que Nada was the first song he ever wrote. This obviously says Chuva Chuva on it. But yeah, Mais Que Nada, that's the first, I think it's the first song on the, it has Ula 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 La La, it's pretty good too. Maninha Bonita, No Chora. Yeah, I don't know. I think Mais Canada is the first track. I want to say Mais Canada, first track opener. You probably know. I mean, if you know Georgia Bane, then you know that. But if you're not like a big, know a ton of Brazilian music, or at least you know who sings what, you probably heard Sergio Mendes' version, which I think is probably one of the most popular Brazilian songs ever used. I believe that what's his name from Black Eyed Peas, Will I Am. I think he sampled it in something. I don't know the Sergio Mendes version, but yeah, I mean, if that's true, that's Georgia Bane's first song he ever wrote, and that thing is just smoking, dude. So one of like say one of the most famous Brazilian songs ever, and I would say there's a lot of music where you're like, man, everyone knows that song, and a good portion of them are Georgia Bane. Like he just has a ton. País Tropical, Taj Mahal, Mais Que Nada, like those are just classic. Like every Brazilian knows that. Here's another classic. This kind of completed my. I mean, actually, I bought a lot of these. It kind of completed some of my artists, you know, Brazilian artists, where I feel like they have like a small section of, you know, albums that are desirable and I really like. This was one of those. This is Gal Costa. I didn't have this one. I have her first one, and I have the one after this, Legal. So this was like the last missing piece, and the cover is just insane, dude. So Gal Costa is kind of like Celia. She doesn't really write her own music. I don't think she writes her music at all. And her cousin's Caetano Veloso, if you don't know. Yeah, there she is. She kind of had an afro, total like hippie. This is Tropicalia to the core, right here. And then you got Gal. I think probably have Caetano Veloso on here. I don't even see. Doesn't really say. So the only thing I might get an upgrade at some point because there is no. I'm missing the insert, which is kind of a bummer, but I've got a pretty good price on it, and it's really clean. I mean, the cover looks nice. It has it's not perfect. It just has some normal wear and stuff. But the record plays pretty good, the original on Philips. So this is a little bit, I would say, more psych than her first one. A little harder, I guess. I put this on and my wife was not feeling it. She's like, what the hell are we listening to? I'm like, Gal Costa, you like Gal Costa. But she doesn't really like, I don't know, maybe it was the mood, you know. Sometimes you gotta be in the mood for certain stuff. But yeah, I like it. And when I played it a couple times when I've been working from home with my kid. My daughter's going to daycare now, so been throwing this on by myself, listening in my house, and it sounds amazing. I never listen to music without noise because my kids, you know, even if I'm listening to music, there's always playing or whatever. So it's just crazy to listen to music where it's just quiet because I'm working by myself at home. My system sounds so good, like way better than I thought. Because I just never get to hear it like quiet. But yeah, this thing was ripping when I listened to it a couple times. I mean, you got, I'm sure, Gilberto Gil, probably Caetano Veloso on here. But yeah, it's just kind of like super riffy, psyche out there. Really fun. I mean, Toreg is the big one. I think is on the comp, the Tropicalia comp. I think that's, and then you got the Empty Boat, which is a song off of Caetano Veloso's White album that's really good. Yeah, I think Toreg's the one. That's the one. I mean, you got País Tropical, which is, like I said, that's the Georgia Bane record album. Song that like everybody knows. Yeah, so I'm super stoked to get that one. Kind of wrap up my Gal Costa, I would say, kind of little section where I feel like records you gotta have. So this is another one. This is Gerson King combo. Actually, I used to have this, but I traded my copy for a friend. He helped me out with some stuff, and he really likes this album. So I kind of passed it along to him. But I knew I needed an upgrade anyway, so I basically was on the lookout for one. And yeah, so he had that. It's pretty good condition. This was kind of one he said was a VG. And the records, the sleeve. The records plays really well. Original on Polydor, looks nice. But it's not that bad for a VG. It almost could be borderline VG plus, I guess. It's got some wear. There's no tears or anything. Yeah, I mean, this is Brazilian funk. He's kind of up there with he's like Tim Maia, but maybe a little bit grittier. but it's kind of that vibe, that like soulful, groovy, kind of soulful blues, kind of bluesy. Yeah, I love this one, and you can tell he's a huge. I feel listening to this, especially now I got a clean copy, like a really clean copy. I did see like some of the influence he had on like people like Ohapa, just the way he sings and like brother, like just it's totally reminds me of some of I don't what do you call the way he just kind of puts stuff together and some of the sounds he makes in between, not like the words. But yeah, this is really good. I love this one. Once I got it back in the collection, like yes, that's why. I'm glad. Like I knew I liked it, and I kind of forgot. Like, but then once I hear it again, like on a really clean, like yeah. And I thought, so he has two basically. No, he's got three. I know. So with Gerson King combo, the first one was like tons of covers. I didn't really like it that much. That's I guess that one's the second one, and then this would be the third. But this is called Gerson King Volume 2. And yeah, this is the original Polydor promo. So yeah, I kind of was like, I got these two. I mean, this is the same kind of vibe. It's like, yeah, the Brazilian funk, bluesy. I would say the other one's probably a little better, but this one's good too. Both like really solid. And I thought that would complete my Gerson King because I have this. There's a Paulo Diniz album too, where it's basically like Gerson King combo is like the backing band, so it's basically Gerson King combo with Paulo Diniz kind of songs, arrangements, I guess. So I got those three, but there's actually another one called. I just realized I didn't know he was in this band called like Union Black, Union. I don't know. So I'm probably gonna try to find out and that's the same kind of thing. Really good, groovy, soulful, and again I'm like so close. It's like the only one I'm really missing. So I might go on my list next year. One of my 10 that I want to grab. So yeah, those are all the ones I got from Brazil. This is one I got from DJ Shadow's sale. I might have showed it. I don't remember. But this is Morris Santos Carnival of the Spirits. I got it. I mean, it was a Brazilian record at DJ Shadow's sale. I know who Morris Santos is, and I knew his later stuff's a little bit more like fusiony, not Coisas, which is like one of the most sought after Brazilian records. I know it wasn't kind of in that vein, but still good. I wasn't sure if I was gonna keep it, but I listened to it and it's solid. It's pretty good. It's not like mind blowing or anything, but yeah, I got it for a really good price, and I think there's some like decent players on here. But yeah, it's the Brazilian jazz, and it has like that. You can have that total like kind of Brazilian fusion samba sort of jazz samba kind of thing going on. But yeah, so anyways, still to add that one to the collection. There is one I do want, obviously Coisas, but I can't. Actually, I have Coisas. I have the reissue, but there's another one I want, original. It's pretty. I think it's the one before that, and it's pretty reasonably priced. This is Art Blakey Indestructible. This one I actually had in one of these cubes back here, kind of to sell. I've had it there for like years. And I think I bought a little like lot on eBay. I think it was 3 records. It was this, Herbie Hancock Sextant, and one other one. I can't remember. But I don't know. I just kind of put it up to sell. It's more like, I don't even know what you call it, like bebop or I don't know. I don't say bebop. Bop. But yeah, I'm not really good at that kind of all those distinctions. Obviously I can tell a little bit like there's more modal, free, spiritual, whatever, but I don't know. So yeah, it wasn't completely my bag, and it's not the original, it's the Liberty pressing, which is still like a really early pressing. But yeah, I mean, I've been, obviously my tastes have evolved, and I'm liking some of that jazz. It depends. I mean, it still has a little bit of an edge, but I mean, this is like classic Art Blakey. You got, Lee Morgan, Curtis Fuller, Wayne Shorter, Cedar Walton, Reggie Workman, and Art Blakey. So I mean, you can't go wrong with that lineup, and it's pretty good. So yeah, pulled that one off the here and hard filed it. The other one, same kind of thing. Stan Getz, Captain Marvel. same kind of deal. And then it's not like I didn't like these records either. It was more of like, am I ever gonna listen to them? I do, because I don't have endless amounts of shelf space. So I was like, man, I like this, but I'm never gonna throw it on. I had my record collection was like huge because of that, and I totally had to purge a couple of years ago. I got rid of so many records just because I'm like, man, I'm not gonna listen to this. Like Return to Forever, like I don't know if I have any of them left, but I had all that, and I'm just like, man, I'm never gonna listen to it, so I just kind of got rid of it all. But this is one someone had mentioned it on another video, and I'm like, I got that one. I listened to it again, and I was like, man, it's really good. So decided to keep it and hard file it, and it's got I believe Stanley Clark's on here, Chick Corea, Arta Moriera, and of course Mr. Stan Getz. Kind of like more fusion-y, I would say. But yeah, solid album. It's the last one. This is another kind of hard file. I had it up there. I bought this like collection from this girl. Her dad gave her these records. This is the Vinyl Me Please repress. So he was probably a member, and it was a small little grouping of like 6 records for like $50 or 5 records for $60 or something. But yeah, I don't know. I guess because I like to find original records, I just threw it up there. I'm like, I'm gonna sell it. I don't think I was gonna keep any of those. But anyways, I have such a small reggae section. I'm like, why am I selling this? It's like really good. Yes, it's not the original. The originals are like super expensive anyway. But yeah, why not just keep it? I have I have a pretty small reggae section, and I've been kind of trying to throw on more reggae lately. It's just more chill, mellow. It's like good for like weekend vibe kind of thing. And my wife loves reggae, so it's really hard to go wrong with reggae. Yeah, so pull that one off the shelf. It's kind of nice to go digging in your own collection sometimes. It's much easier on the wallet, I say. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I did have a couple more coming. I'd hope they'd show up. A couple more Royal Penas. And there's one Brazilian 45. It's actually 33 RPM, but it's a 7-inch. That it was not cheap, but I got it for like smoking deal for what it goes for. I don't know. I think the seller made a mistake, whatever. But anyways, I got it coming, so I'm still get that. But yeah, after that, I think I'm just gonna start cutting down a little bit on online purchases. So I don't know. I'm not thinking of other videos to do, but I'm sure there's lots of possibilities. People come up with great videos. So maybe I just jump on some threads and stuff. Anyways, I hope everyone's doing well. Have a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, peace out.